Alright, hello, welcome to my very first ever Let's Play video, my inaugural. My name is Fensty. I'm going to be your host today for a Let's Play, part one of a series. Probably going to take at least, 30 of these, half-hour chunks, maybe more, to do a Let's Play of one of my favorite games ever, Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas is the fourth in the Fallout series. There was Fallout 1, 2, and 3, of course. And then Fallout New Vegas came out about 2010. I didn't get around to trying it until about 2012 or even maybe the beginning of 13, after I played Skyrim and realized how much fun this game company and game style and gameplay type was. I decided to go back and try it, mainly because I had played Wasteland, which is the spiritual grandfather of all these Fallout games, back in my teens in the 80s. Wasteland is on all the lists of top 10 games ever. And it was quite an awesome game back in the 80s. So, real quick, Wasteland can be heavily modded. You can mod this game to do anything, which is one of the reasons I've been able to play it about 12 times through, and it's never gotten boring or old, because every time can be a different game with all the different mods you can put on to change the gameplay. Generally, to make it much harder, it's very easy in its plain vanilla out-of-the-box mode. There's a lot of downloadable contents they added, 5 different DLCs over the years you can add on and play. But for this Let's Play, just to have some fun and to get me out there and try out a Let's Play video myself, to make it not take forever, we are going to play super duper plain vanilla, base game only, no DLC. I added in something called the Gunrunner's Arsenal, which just has a few extra weapons. No unofficial content, okay? So no mods other than graphics mods. We did put in all the high-res textures and high-end graphics and pumped up all the graphic settings as high as they'll go. And I added 2 real simple gameplay, like interface changing mods, and one that will give us a free wild wasteland trait, which makes the game more fun and wacky. We'll explain as we go. Let's hit the new and get right rolling here. We'll watch the cinematic entry. If you don't want to sit through character creation and the cinematic intro we're about to watch now and hear my commentary on that, you can skip right ahead to step 2. Part 2 is going to be when we walk out of the character creation and into the world. So, but this is the cinematic entry. If you were watching, you might have seen, and if you know anything about the game, you might have seen that the sign said Viva Las Vegas 2025. This is a post-apocalyptic world we live upon. This is New Vegas, the year 2277. 200 years after a massive nuclear war involving all the main countries, particularly set off between China and the United States. A war over resources, as a matter of fact. Well, that doesn't sound familiar, right? That is a new California Reserve Ranger with a anti-materiel rifle, and it's about to have its customary effect on a wasteland raider. Exactly. Now, the world of New Vegas and this entire Fallout world, it imagines what would have happened if, in the 50s, the transistor had never been invented. Okay? So, vacuum tubes for everything. Nuclear power was invented, but no transistors. That is us lying there tied up and unconscious.
War never changes.
And here comes Ron Perlman with his narration.
When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults.
Now, my backstory for my character today,
their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world,
is not a vault dweller.
Establishing villages.
She is going to be tribes. A native, well, not tribal. She's going to be
decades passed,
citizen of the Mojave, born and raised,
united.
Bit of a cowgirl.
The flag of the new California Republic.
Notice the two-headed bear indicating lots of mutations.
Democracy and the rule of law.
So, we're going to be kind of a cowgirl born and raised in the local Mojave Desert.
Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert.
So the NCR, obviously California.
They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world.
New Vegas.
The Great Wall spanning
Colorado. They said it was unscorched by the Great War. There was
the NCR
very little damage.
Its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover
We'll
Dam
find out why.
And restore it to working condition.
So they want Hoover Dam up and running.
But across the Colorado, another society had arisen
the
under a different flag.
The Battle Cattle.
A vast army of slaves
find out who calls on the
forged from the conquest of 86 tribes. Caesar's Legion.
Caesar's Legion versus the NCR.
4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam.
Scrabbling over the dam and the rights
the Legion's
to the Mojave
onslaught.
and New Vegas.
The Legion did not retreat.
New Vegas has its own.
Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn. Training drums beat.
Just a moment.
Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House.
Mr. House.
And his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots.
Has an army of robots and rehabilitated tribals.
You are a courier.
Okay, now here's our story.
Hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip.
Okay.
What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn.
You better believe it.
For the worse.
We're about to be buried in a shallow grave. Hillside,
got what you were after,
outside.
So pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Way to New Vegas.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Man in the checkered suit.
Time to cash out.
Voice actor?
Will you get it over with?
Is
Maybe
Matthew
cons
Perry.
kill people without looking them in the face.
You did some good voice
But
actors.
I ain't a fink.
Oh, you are a
Dig.
fink, buddy. They got some good voice actors for this game. That's
You
our
made your
platinum
last
chip.
delivery, kid.
Uh-oh.
Sorry you got twisted up in this scene.
This is not going to be good.
From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck.
Yeah.
Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
You son of a... Game was rigged from the start, he said. Now, what does he mean by that? Who is the mysterious man in the checkered suit, voiced by Matthew Perry of Friends, comedy show of the 90s? I don't know. Do you know? Only if you played the game before, but we're about to find out, or we're going to go on a quest to find out, I should say. Okay, so now we're loading up. This is character creation, but it's a cutscene with various interactive dialogue with this guy here. There's a little thing I said about the Wild Wasteland. I'll explain in a minute. We're waking up. We're not dead. Not dead.
Whoa, easy there, easy.
I got better.
You've been out cold a couple of days now.
Oh, yes, sir.
Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is.
Now.
How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
You might have heard me a few times mention that I'm going to be a cowgirl in this game. I've decided my character is a local cowgirl, born and raised in the Mojave, got a job from Mojave Express, delivering packages and so on. And the reason I always play the female is, quite honestly, one of my friends said me this, I don't even know, 15 years ago when we started playing Warcraft or some other game like that. He's like, I don't like looking at some dude's butt running in front of me all the time. I like to look at some girl's butt, and I can't say I disagree. So anybody who wants to make jokes about the guy playing the girl character, well, why are you staring at some dude's butt all day running around? Plus, there are some other advantages, even in a single-player game like this, to play a female. There's actually some traits and gameplay functions that work differently between men and women in this game, because the game is all about 1,000,001 different choices that affect the game. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book. Every time you get a choice and make it this way or that way, you alter the outcome of the game. So, long story short, I like the girls. Because I like the girls.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name,
I play a
it's
different
your
name every time.
I'm Doc Mitchell.
Kate just sort of popped in.
Welcome
I
to
think I was
Goodsprings.
thinking of
I hope you don't mind,
Catherine
but
Janeway
I
from
have to go
Star
rooting
Trek
around
Voyager
here
was the
in
inspiration.
Nausea to pull all the bits of
So,
lead out.
next step,
I take
design our
pride in my
character's
needlework,
face.
But you'd better tell me
And
if
I'm going
I
to talk
left
over him
anything
most of the
out
time. That's why the
place.
subtitles are on. So here's where we design our face. I don't
How'd
waste
that do?
time here. I have a very standard face. I usually use number 1 here. We are going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to change generic face number 7. Of course, I ran through this once to test it before I made the Let's Play, so I'm not going to waste thousands of hours. I know exactly what I'm looking to do here. We're just going to darken our tone just a tad. Turn off the flushing just a tad. And we're going to just redden the weird looking pig lips a little bit. Alright, I think that's about what we want. And we got a hairstyle all picked out as well. We're going to go with the... Now, we're going to try this one. I've played so many mods that I don't remember the base game anymore. I know with some of the mods I've played, the flyaway that comes down over the face gets screwed up with glasses and other things you wear on your head like hats. If that turns out to be the case in this playthrough, then I'm going to change the hairstyle later with a little bit of a console code. It's a little unnatural red, but that's because we haven't pumped this color up yet. Going for a nice bright ginger orange. I do like the redheads. After all, I did marry one. Looks brighter than usual. I think I got that. Whoa! Oh, darn it. I have to turn this one up. There we go. And this one up a little bit lower. That's more of the ginger I'm looking for. A little bright, but it looks dimmer out in the real world anyway. All right, that's enough of that. Yep.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that matters.
Next up, we're going to pick our attributes.
No sense keeping
They
you
call
in
them
bed
the
anymore.
specials because the first strength, perception, endurance, and so on spells out special.
Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there.
Vigor tester machine.
Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
All right, get out of my way, Doc. Now you can see in this game you can do a third person rather, follow your character, or first person.
Ooh, looking good so far.
And that's what we're going to do for most of this.
Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try.
And you'll notice over on the side there, it's saying completed walk to the vigor. These are our parts of the first quest, which is basically make your character. So we play with this silly little thing to make our character. Again, I have a plan here. We're going to play, as I said, a plain vanilla, no mods, and basic standard normal difficulty. So things are going to be pretty easy, and to make it even easier and quicker, we're not going to do anything silly with our build. We're going to take a straight up melee weapons and guns, you know, standard fighting cowboy character. The only... Whoops, no, I didn't. I'm getting confused. The only changes I'm going to make, like I said, to the base stuff will be we're going to pump some of these skills a little differently. Not skills, excuse me. And the one we're going to really have fun with is I've never played a low intelligence. We're going to play a real dumb character. And the reason for that is, number one, I want some extra points to put elsewhere. Number two, it will make it just a tad more challenging having less skill points per level to distribute among our skills because we're so dumb. But mostly because I've heard there are some rather funny and amusing dialogue choices that change things around when you play a big dummy. So we're going to have some fun with that. And luck, we're going to pump almost all the way up. Alright, so I believe we're going to be reasonably strong, very fast, and extremely lucky. Perception we took down a point because we're going to take a perk. Up next,
Sorry,
put that right
lady.
back up a point.
I fixed up your head as best I knew how.
See?
Guess I missed a spot.
I guess you did.
Well, we know your vitals are
Always
good.
this stupid
But
Doc.
that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn a dropping.
Oh, no, did it?
What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions?
All right.
See if your dogs are still barking.
Now, these are just some silly questions. Again, this is just to make it more fun than picking simple skills off a list. You know, they try to make it a little fun.
All right.
But it doesn't actually affect anything.
I'm going to say a word. I want you to say
This reminds
the
me
first
of
thing that
another
comes to
game from my
mind.
teenage years, Ultima
Dog.
4. The beginning of Ultima 4, it was you couldn't control it. How you answered the questions dictated what type of character you were.
House.
And that's just how it was. You didn't have a choice. If you got to answer in
Knight.
weird ways through the seer character,
Bandit.
you got a set of skills and attributes, and
Light.
that's what you got. Not true in Fallout, though.
Mother.
It's going to pick some fun ones for us based on these
Okay.
word associations.
Now I got a few statements.
And how
I
we
want
answer
you to
these
tell me
statements.
how much they sound
It's
like
gonna
something you
suggest
say.
some skills, but we'll be able to pick
First
whatever we
one.
want.
Conflict just ain't in my nature.
Well, we're a cowgirl from the crazy west, so that is absolutely not true.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
And that is absolutely true. We make our own way in a way.
I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention.
Don't particularly care. In fact, I try to keep a low profile, I guess.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
Well, that's for sure, because I'm pretty much a dummy.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
And I'd say that's pretty true, because I don't know
Almost
any other
done
way.
here.
Now, fake
What do you
Rorschach
say
test.
you have a look at this?
This always makes me laugh.
Tell me what you see.
Because the things that I see on here aren't even anywhere near these choices. But again, it doesn't really matter. That's a chemical reaction.
Okay.
I mean, look at that. That's
How
an
about
animal
this one?
skin or a bat or something, right? Or a bug. Any person who knows Rorschach would know there's some basic answers that aren't even in there. And look at that.
Last one.
That is so obviously two ninjas high-fiving. Am I right on this? All right.
Well, that's all she wrote.
So, based on those
You
answers,
don't have nothing to compare
whatever
it to,
crazy
so maybe
formulas
you'd
it
better
uses.
just have a look at the results.
See
if it
here's
all
where we can
seems
change
right
it
to
any
you.
way we want anyway. And let's see. It only gave us one of the ones I want to keep. We're going to keep melee weapons, guns, and repair. Skills are influenced. These are our tag skills. You get to pick 3. You just start out with these as being a lot higher than the others. I guess, what is it, 15 points bonus. Guns and melee are even higher because guns is affected by agility, which I pumped up. Melee weapons affected by strength, which I pumped up. Repair is affected by intelligence, which I dumped down. Otherwise, that would be up in the 30s as well. But, hey, we got to take the good with the bad. Although, it makes you wonder, I can almost take something else. It'd be much worse. Yeah, it would. I need that repair. We're going to see why I need that repair in a minute. Because of this.
Before I turn you loose, I need one
We're
more
going to
thing
pick
from
some
you.
traits.
We got a form for you to fill out so I can get a
Traits
sense of your medical history.
in the startup
Just a
are just a way to
formality.
customize your character a
Ain't
little bit.
like I expect to
And these
find you
traits
got
are
a
basically the
family
same thing
history
as
getting
what are
shot
called
in the head.
perks later. You get a perk every 2 levels. They're just ways to kind of aim your customization one way or another to make your character a little unique. I almost always, take 4 eyes. That's the one where as long as I'm wearing glasses, I get a bonus perception point. If I don't have glasses, I lose a perception point. But I know where there's a set of glasses right here in Doc's office, so that's not going to be a problem. Now, you often take some of these other ones. I usually take small frame, which is a free agility point. But have something a little fun today. Do something a little different. We're going to take Built to Destroy. This is going to give us a +3 to critical hits. Critical hits do like much increased damage. And the downside is that our equipment condition is going to decay faster. But I found most weapons don't decay too badly at the base level. Plus, we're going to have a high repair skill to fix them. So that's what we're going to do.
All right, I guess that about does it.
The one other
Come
thing
with
we
me, I'll see
did
you out.
was, as I said, remember when the game just started, it popped up in the corner and said, Wild Wasteland has been added. That's because Wild Wasteland, Wasteland has a history of being a fun game. They put lots of silly, wacky stuff in, crazy things, whatever. And some people, I guess, with Fallout New Vegas thought, well, we don't want to do that. We want the game to be a little more straight and serious.
Here,
So they
these
made
are
it an
yours.
option.
Was all you had on you when you was brought in.
And
I hope you don't
I
mind,
don't really
but
consider
I
it
gave the
cheating
note a look.
because
I thought it
it's my
might
game.
help
I can do
you
what I
find a
want.
next of
And
kin.
also, the Wild Wasteland doesn't
But
give
it
any
was just
bonuses
something
or
about a
anything
platinum
better or
chip.
worse. It's just it is what
Well,
it
if
is.
you're heading back out
So
there,
I
you ought to
used
have
a
this.
mod that gives us a free
They call it a Pip
Wild
Boy.
Wasteland trait.
I grew up in one of
Turn
them
on all the
vaults
wacky
they made
stuff.
before the war. We all got one.
Pip Boy is
Ain't
a
much
great
used
gift.
to be now, but you might
It's a
want
wrist
such a
computer,
thing after
keeps
what
you
you've been
organized,
through.
and also has a vault.
I know what
tech
it's like
assisted
having something
targeting
taken
system
from you.
For
Then put
VATS.
this on too, so the
VATS
locals don't pick on you for
is a
lacking
way
modesty.
to
Was my
automate combat.
wife's.
You'll see. It's pretty
I
cool.
think she was about your size, and she hardly wore it after we left the vault.
Well, thank you,
Felt
Doc.
it was too brazen.
Well, thank you, Doc. What do I do now?
You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the
All right.
desert. She'll likely be at the saloon.
Okay.
I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might
reckon?
be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who
The
pulled you out
metal
of your
fellow
grave.
Victor. He pulled me out of the
Anyway,
grave.
you ever
Well,
get
that's a
hurt
good
out
thing.
there, you come right back. I'll fix you up.
Well, very
But
nice,
try
Doc.
not to get killed anymore.
I'll sure try. This here is asking us if we want to play hardcore mode, and you better believe we do. Otherwise, it's even easier. All hardcore really does, it's without mods, it's still not much of a super challenge. It just means you can't carry unlimited ammunition because it has weight. You have to eat and drink to stay alive every so often, and healing takes place over time. In the base game, if you just say or take a health kit, gives you 30 hit points. It's just plus 30 right there. With hardcore on, you have to get over time. You take the health kit, and it's like 6 points per second for 10 seconds or whatever the case may be. So it's getting some quest updates. My back in the saddle has been added, and they went that away. Okay, what the heck are these quests? Plus, what was in that note that the doctor handed me? Well, Remember I said my backstory, cowgirl, locally born and raised in the Mojave, got a job courier. She's very pissed that she was shot in the head by the man in the checkered suit. We're going to hunt that Fink down and put an end to that, find out what he meant by the game was rigged, but also go into our Pip-Boy. We bring that up. It's our wrist computer. Go into the data section and look at our miscellaneous. This is the note. And what the note says is it's our packing list for the courier delivery we had to make. Take a platinum chip for 250 caps to somebody on the New Vegas Strip. However, down here it says, failure to deliver is forfeiture of advance and bonus criminal charges and pursuit by mercenary reclamation teams, which may cause injury or loss of life. In other words, not only is my reputation ruined as a courier, I'll lose my job, I will be hunted down and possibly killed by a reclamation team because they'll think I stole the chip, and I don't have it. It was stolen by the man in the checkered suit. So we're pretty ticked off about that. We can review our quests here. Back in the Saddle is the tutorial quest. That's going to be part 2 of our Let's Play today. So we'll keep that quest active. And the other things we can do here, there's our maps, which right now the map is blank. Local map is where we are right now. That's his house. We have a radio. We can listen to music. And we'll play with that later. Not going to do that right this minute. Items. This shows us all the things we're carrying. These pop-ups come up the first time you play through. It's just telling us what these different things do. So these are not cowboy weapons. Remember how I said we're going to play as if we're a cowgirl. So cowgirl can only use, it's a perk we're going to add in later. We're going to get a bonus for certain cowboy weapons. But I'm going to play as if I don't know how to use anything else. So we're going to have to get rid of this 9mm and find a cowboy pistol as soon as we can, or a cowboy rifle, or a cowboy melee weapon, because cowboys can only use revolvers, lever action rifles and shotguns, dynamite, I want to say hatchets, and maybe knives. Okay, so neither of these are really qualifying. And apparel, that's what we got to wear. Got our jumpsuit on there, aid, things that can help us. Miscellaneous, right now we've only got bobby pins, that's to open locks with. Ammo showed us our ammo types, we got some 9mm. Now, last thing we're going to do before we enter the great wide world of Goodsprings, we're going to sort of turn on our benefactor who helped us out, good old Doc. But you'll notice when I look at things in his house, they're in yellow, where it says take pre-war hat. Yellow means it's not owned. So quite honestly, if it's not Doc's, then it's not stealing. I'm taking it. Bottle caps. What am I picking up bottle caps for? That's the currency here in the wasteland. Bottle caps have replaced money, which is silly for lots of reasons, but hey. So it's kind of traditional when you start out a new game of New Vegas. You loot good old Doc Mitchell's house. So I hope he doesn't have a backed up toilet, because I'm taking his plunger. Hope he doesn't need coffee in the morning, because I'm taking his coffee pot, pots and pans, toaster, cutting board, pressure cooker, nothing in the oven, taking the food out of the fridge. We're robbing and blind, my friends. Why? Because we need every bottle cap we can get. We can sell this junk for a couple of extra caps. We have no choice. We're going to need it. We start out with almost nothing. And one of the first missions is going to be challenging without some weapons. Taking his reading material. Nothing in the dresser today. Oh, Doc, you don't want to be a smoker, Doc. I'll take those off your hand. The community needs you in good health, Doc. You don't need that smoking stuff. No cigarettes. Some food. Stuff from the med kits. Some good medicines here. When you open a package or container of any kind, it brings up this dialogue. So we got some bobby pins, syringes, Radex, and stim packs. That's medicine. Healing items, dirty water. Even though it's dirty water, it's got radiation in it, contaminated. Better than nothing, so we take that too. Some food over there. Some gourds. Ooh, a knife. That's important. And some ammo there. That foot locker's empty. More books, a camera, an ashtray. Some junky books. Another empty foot locker. Every game's a little different. There's always slightly different stuff in here. Some medical stuff. Can use this later. Medicine, stim packs, which are healing. Anti-venom. This box has some other junk in it. This gun case has a laser pistol and some junk. Now, cowboys certainly don't use laser pistols, but again, I can sell it for a couple of caps. Med-X, blood, surgical tubing. Look at this. A broken machine gun. Well, it just so happens my repair is higher than 25. I can fix that gun, get myself a good machine gun, and a little bit of experience. I'm taking everything, and it's not nailed down. Clipboards, everything. Can't use this chemistry set because I'm too stupid. And last but not least, we have a doctor's kit. That's for fixing any broken limbs we might encounter. And look at that, a pair of reading glasses. We need that desperately. The magazine is a skill point bonus. Anytime you read a magazine, you get a temporary 10-point bonus to your skill. In that case, that was a doctor magazine. That's it. Here ends part 1 of our New Vegas Let's Play. We got to put our glasses on. See if we go in here to our boy. We can see our special stats. Perception's only a 3 right now. You got to get that. You got to wear those glasses, and the hat will help us out in the bright sunlight. Hat gives us a perception +1, so the glasses give us a +2. 1 to make up for the -1, and then 1 that's the bonus. So +2 really, but we're at -1 right now, so it's really only add of 1. And the hat, I thought it only gives you the +1 out in the sunlight, but maybe it gives it to you everywhere during the day. That hat does not match that outfit. We're going to have to fix that later. But as you can see, remember how I said I wasn't sure if it was going to have a problem with the glasses? Oh yeah, it does. See, look at that. See how the hair clips over the glasses and it cuts out part of the frame? Yeah, I can't have that. So when I start part 2, you're going to notice I'll have a different hairstyle. So as I said, thank you for joining me for part 1 of our Let's Play, Fallout New Vegas. We will begin the tutorial mission in part 2 when we step out the door into the world of Goodsprings. So again, my name is Fensty. Thank you for watching, and enjoy part 2 coming up next.